looks like a little pickerel. Exactly what it is. There's another one back in there. That is one little pickerel.
Is that the beaver out there in the middle of the lake right there?
Oh yeah, looks like it. We got our beaver sighting. The engineer saw. It's heading over to its home by the looks of things. So, Garrett, Black Moshannon, isn't that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I kept calling it the Moshannon in the video. So I may have been in a different lake you were. We were both fishing the same thing. So why'd you pick this one? I mean, you graduated Penn State, and we had a little bit of extra time. We were going to go back and use the apartment one last time before the lease ran out. And you said you wanted to come back up and fish this lake. Why this lake?
Well, I had fished this lake with a friend when I was still in college. We went up there and tried to fish it in early spring, and it was cold and not great. And we didn't catch anything. We fished on the far side of the bridge where you can't get boat traffic in.
Can't put the boats up. Yep.
And we didn't catch anything. But the lake is really cool. It's brown or black from the tannin and the bog plants and trees around it. Just interested in what was going on.
All right, cool. So going back in the summertime, if you fished that in the fall, I guess it would be. Or was it winter time?
We fished it in really early spring.
Early spring. So what was different when we went back with the boat? I know I was surprised by a couple things, but is there anything that caught your attention?
Yeah, the first was when we went, there was still ice on the lake, so that made it a little interesting to fish. And there was no vegetation in the water when we had gone in the spring, whereas when we came back in the summer, it was full of lily pads, and there were fish coming up out of the water and stuff almost the whole time we were fishing.
Oh, lost him. It almost looked like a little smallmouth, but I think it was just a dark largemouth. And Garrett has his first Moshannon. Survey says that is a beautiful pumpkinseed. My gosh, that sucker is huge. That is a very large pumpkinseed. Look at the colors on that thing, would you? Wow, we want to get a weight. A little late now, but I believe that's a standard bluegill. Indeed. Chunky fish, though. Some girthy guy. Girl. Look at that fish. Got slammed as soon as I hit the water out there. Oh, I got one. Oh, I think I do have one. Another solid gill. Oh, this looks like it could be a pumpkinseed. Yep. As big as the one you got. Actually, that's That may be a hybrid there. I'm not 100% sure on that. And we missed it, but Garrett caught another little pumpkin seed. He may want to look at his line too, because that, did you not put a leader on that? Oh. Little pumpkin seed. So we went armed for pretty much everything. We didn't really know what we were going to get into, didn't have any specific species to target. We just wanted to catch some fish. So what did you kind of have in mind that you were going to tackle this lake with?
Well, my understanding was that there were more toothy fish, the pickerel, pike, things like that in there. So I started off with pretty medium-sized rattle bait, and then once we caught the pickerel and we found the vegetation, moved to a shad to fish with, and that was primarily what I fished with. And then also, once we determined that some of the shad were maybe a little big for what we were getting hits on, switched to a small red and white grub with a white jig head, and ended up catching all of the panfish that we caught on there, on that jig head.
Yeah, so we were using those Mega Bass Spark Shads, or actually I was using them quite often. And same thing as you, I went armed with a small spinnerbait, knowing that there were pickerel and a pike population in the lake. But yeah, you really found a groove with that little grub twister tail for the panfish. It was nice because I truly believe that we were kind of narrowing in on some of the larger species, because we didn't have that many real small fish that we caught. And I think that little larger bait, that 2-inch, 2.5-inch bait, is what helped you there for sure. Look how thick it is, huh?
It's another really pretty fish.
Boy, that is a pretty fish, yeah. Garrett is the pumpkin seed king today. Nothing but seed. You have another one.
Listen, I don't make the rules. This just... Oh, no, it's not. Pumpkin seed.
Garrett's still pulling into pumpkin seeds on the grubs, red and white grubs. Nice. It's funny how some are really vivid and other ones are a little muted. Fishing one. Garrett's hooked up again. Not sure what he's got. Oh, another. Well, that one's not. Man, that's a pretty fish there, Lau. Oh, I'm one. I was one. I missed it. Find video on Garrett. Very nice. I think the boys are pretty nice. That's a pretty fish. Pretty fish. Well worth the ride up. Oh, got him. Is that a crappie? Oh, little pickerel. Sorry, Garrett. Poor Garrett's been wanting one of these. I can put them on your line, Garrett, and say you caught him. Top water action there. Boy, he's skinny. Fish on? Uh-oh, that looks like a pickerel too. Oh! That's a bummer. And we are getting our behinds handed to us. Garrett, who's getting bites, can't set the hook on anything to stick. And me, I must just flat out suck because I can't get a bite on anything I'm throwing. So unless something miraculous happens here shortly, day 2 was much different than day 1. And the only thing that's different that I can see is this cloud cover. It's cooler out. So maybe the pressure changed, maybe the pressure hasn't whacked up, but who knows. So that is about a 2.5 hour drive from us if we were to come from our home in South Central PA. So the question is would we go back and fish it again? Would we go up and spend a weekend and fish that again?
I think it would be worthwhile to go back and fish it. There's some other lakes around that would be just as interesting to fish, I think. And
yeah, for sure. And we didn't get any crappie. That lake is also known to have some pretty nice crappie in it. Even though we fished some wood, we didn't even see a crappie at all. So I'm thinking that may be another either springtime or fall trip back there. You know, there's a couple places close by that we could certainly stay at since we don't have the apartment anymore. But well, that's good. Well, you know, we'll burn some footage here and see how everything went down. I had a good time.
Yep,
I think you
I
did too.